For middle and last, I'm gonna go ahead and start her off. We have Lukas Jones out of Dallas, Texas. He's amazing. He has a following of about 135,000 followers on Instagram, just really killing it in the luxury market. And then we have Bryan Casella. He's a team leader, coach. He's amazing when it comes to social media. YouTube has a huge following, and they both have built very successful businesses and very open on coming here to teach you guys on how to create a very successful business. So as a newer agent, because we have agents from all different walks of life. We have agents that are brand new and agents that have been in the business for 20 plus years here today. So we want to make sure we're speaking to all you guys. As a newer agent, how many lead sources do you think that you'll need to be able to kind of get up and going? 5 is great. 5 is great. That's definitely great, having 5 lead sources that you actually work for hunting or fishing for. Now, a minimum, if you're a newer agent, is 3 lead sources. Okay, what are some different types of lead sources that are out there? Past clients. Now, wouldn't we all agree past clients and sphere of influence are probably the best clients to work with? Oh yeah, the easiest to work with. Okay, past clients, sphere of influence are the best. Now, what are some other lead sources that you guys hunt for out there? We got past clients, sphere of influence, just listed, just sold calls is something that I've built my business on, which is cold calling or door knocking around your listings or around your brokerage's listings. Another thing, expireds. Expireds were hot at the beginning of this year. They're dying off a little bit right now, which I'm really bummed out about because I love expireds. And that's my third best lead source. For sell by owners, I love it. You know why? Because it makes me a lot of money. So I love for sell by owners. Also, sphere of influence, past clients. We got just listed, just sold calls, expireds, for sell by owners, and agent referrals. How many of you guys are building relationships with other agents in different marketplaces? That is huge. You guys want to be known as a Huntsville or Madison go-to when it comes to somebody on Facebook saying, hey, I need a realtor in Huntsville, or somebody in Atlanta, somebody in Florida. Virginia is a huge spot. So these are all great lead sources. So my take would be for newer agents, a minimum of 3 lead sources that you're actually hunting for and that you're doing it on a consistent basis, okay? If you can do 5, even better, but you want to get good at something. So sphere of influence, past clients, as a newer agent, you're not going to have a big past client, but you could have a sphere of influence, and you can build that off of building relationships. And the faster you get to a bigger sphere of influence, past clients, the easier and better your business will be, okay? Now, for agents that have been in the business for some time, how many lead sources do you think you should be hunting for on a consistent basis if you're not content on where you're at? Like you want to keep growing and doing more business. My recommendation would be a minimum of 5 lead sources that you're actually prospecting for. Me personally, like I said, sphere of influence, past clients is my number 1. Number 2, just listed and just sold calls. Number 3, expireds. Number 4, for sale by owners. Number 5 right now is agent referrals. I also do other avenues, but 5 I would be the minimum if you're trying to grow. Now, if you have a big database, let's just say 1,000 people, and you're happy and content where you're at, you just got to keep that business on autopilot and reach out to them on a consistent basis and being the go-to for your past clients and sphere of influence. So how many of you guys are working at A or a B or a C list for your sphere of influence and past clients? BC, the man. An A and a B and a C list. How many of you guys hate it when you have a family member or a friend or somebody that you know that lists or buys with another agent? All of us, right? It breaks my heart. Especially when I was a newer agent. I was seeing my own family members, cousins, listing or buying with another agent. I was like, dude, don't you know I'm a realtor? But realistically, is it their fault or is it our fault? I'm huge on accountability. Now, how many of you guys would like to have that happen a lot less or not at all? All of us. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the A list, okay? What do you think the A list is? Does anybody have a idea?
People ready to buy now.
people ready to do business now. So I would consider my hot leads. Somebody that's ready to buy or sell now, that's my hot leads right there. The A-list would be people that love me and are raving fans, and that would use me if they're gonna buy or sell or send me any referrals. How many times should you reach out to your people when it comes to that are on your A-list? How many times a year do you think you should reach out to these people? Very often. I'm gonna recommend you guys build a list of your A-list of people that love you and that are always gonna send you business. Reach out to them once a month. When I was in Southern California, I had 5 people that were just sending me business like constantly. And it was because I reached out to them once a month. And these were a lot of times for my contractors, vendors, my painters, my cleaners, my landscapers, because I was sending them so much business, they were reciprocating the love. So make sure you reach out to them once a month. Now, what do these phone calls look like? Does anyone know what you would say on these phone calls? I'm gonna get to that in a little bit after we go over the A, B, and B list, okay? So make sure you reach out to them 12 times a year, once a month, so they don't use anybody else or send any business anywhere else. B list. Now, who are the people that you would wanna put on your B list? The people you want to go on the A list. Amen. People that you want to, the goal is to move everybody from C to B, B to A, to make them your raving fans. So B list, or of course you're trying to get them to the A list. That's the goal at the end of the day. And at the same time, what's the minimum amount of time you should be reaching out to the people on your B list? Monthly? That's good stuff. Reach out to them and tell them happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Now, how many agents are actually calling their past clients and sphere of influence to say happy birthday? Everybody should be calling them because it's gonna separate you from the competition. I mean, anybody can go on Facebook and be like, happy birthday, because you get the little alert on Facebook. Anybody can do that. But it's the extra step on remembering someone's birthday and giving them a call. And the phone calls I have when I'm staying in touch with my sphere of influence and past clients. BC, do you mind role playing it with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. And I'm gonna do a sphere of influence call. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going, Brian? This is Frank with Rural Broker, your favorite realtor. You got a minute for me?
Yeah, what's up, Frank? How can I help you?
I just wanted to reach out and let you know that I wanna be your go-to when you need a contractor, vendor, landscaper, mortgage lender. I wanna be the go-to that you reach out to. Right now, do you need any, landscapers, painters, construction workers for your home at all? Pretty set right now? Awesome. What did I do in that first initial call when I called him? You identify yourself. Typically someone that knows you, but you're providing value. You're providing value by connecting them with your network and keeping the people that you do business with busy. Now the next step I go to, hey Brian, who do you know is looking to buy or sell real estate in the next 30 days or so?
A guy at work mentioned he might be looking in the next couple months.
Oh man, a guy at work is thinking about buying in the next couple months. Awesome. Now, do you want to make sure that he has a strong realtor when the time comes?
For sure, yeah, I can send him over to you.
Awesome, I appreciate that. Can you do me a favor and get us connected maybe on a group text, and then so I can help him and make sure he has the best service?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
And you guys notice as I'm talking, I'm nodding. Even though we're over the phone, more than likely doing this call, make sure you're nodding your head, because they can feel you on the other side. Now, Brian, I really appreciate you. By the way, when do you plan on moving?
We're good, man. You sold us the house a year ago. We love it. I think we're going to be here for a while, for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, now that we've finished with business, how are you and the family doing, man?
Good, man. Little Timmy got his first slam dunk in the game.
Wow. That's cool, man. That's real cool. So, do you notice how I didn't lead with asking how he's doing and then asking for business? Me personally, I feel like it's more genuine when you get straight to the point. And then you check on your clients, check on your friends. When you go in there and you lead with, hey, how you doing? Hey, by the way, who do you know is looking to buy or sell before you get off the phone? I feel like it's a little bit less genuine. How do you guys feel about that? That's just my take, and I've taken that from, people that do make a lot more money than me and do better than me. So, there you go with the sphere of influence. So how many of you guys would like to take more listings? Who likes listings here? I love listings. I love listings. Now, how many of you guys, when I first got in the business, I was working probably 60, 80 hours a week. I never had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with my family on the weekends because I was showing houses on Saturdays and Sundays. And
what time?
how many of you guys would like to be able to control your time a little bit more?
That should be fine. That should be fine. I'll text my wife.
Me all day. Now, so I'm going to share with you guys what's my number 2 lead source for business. This has helped me in Southern California. This has helped me when I came back to Huntsville. I used to live here about 4 years ago. We moved back in November. But the first thing I started doing besides calling expires and for sale by owners, of course, was calling just listed, just sold calls. Does anybody know what circle prospecting is?
Yeah, I've mentioned that to her, but just in case she doesn't.
So circle prospecting, you're calling around your listings or your brokerage's listings.
Okay, thank you.
First thing I did was call around as I didn't have any listings. I didn't have no listings to talk about. So I asked my broker, I was like, hey, you mind if I call around certain listings? I'm like, are there listings you're having trouble selling? They said, this one right here, call around it. Boom. First thing I did, start calling around it. Now, you have a just listed call and you have a just sold call, okay? This is the most effective way to basically take over a neighborhood if you really, really want to take over a neighborhood. I'm gonna go over the just listed on how that looks. Does anybody use dialers in here or data? So some different systems that you guys can use. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll send you guys everything that I use. But there's Mojo Dialer, and it also gives you data as well, which is great. A couple $100, you get everything you need. And they have Vulcan 7, which is also great. Redix is another one. Me personally, I love Mojo. I love the triple line dialer. It's great in this area. It was great in Southern California. I used to use Redix. I've used Vulcan 7. Mojo has been my favorite. So that's my recommendation. So I'm gonna go over the just listed call real quick with Bryan. Now, Bryan, don't be a motivated seller. I'm gonna show you guys what I do when somebody's not motivated to do business right now. I don't get as many listings from that moment, like right then and there. But what I do, I put them in my CRM and I follow up with a home evaluation. And a lot of times they'll tell me, hey, maybe 6 months, a year from now, and I reach back out and I'll get future business from it. Now, of course, if they're like, yeah, we're doing something right now, when can I come over? Just like that. And if you don't believe me, I'm telling you, this stuff works. That's how I was able to take a few listings, actually most of my listings when I got out here. So, ring.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going, Bryan? This is Frank with Rural Broker. I was reaching out because I just listed your neighbor's home over on 123 Main Street. It's listed for $500,000. And I was wondering, who do you know that would like to move into our neighborhood?
Can't think of anybody, man.
Can't think of anybody? I appreciate you taking time to think about it. Tell me, when do you plan on moving?
No plans. We've been here 2 years and we're pretty happy.
You've been here for 2 years, pretty happy. That's amazing. Where did you move from?
We're from Birmingham. We moved out here 2 years ago.
Birmingham? That's exciting. Good for you. And how did you happen to pick this area?
We just like the neighborhood, I was kind of on a time crunch because of my job, but we ended up really liking this place, and the house is really, really nice too.
Nice. You like the neighborhood, good place. Now, Bryan, if you were to ever make a move, where would you go next?
Probably Hawaii.
Hawaii? That's amazing. And when would that be?
That's when we retire, man. Probably at least 5, 6, 7 years.
That's when you retire. Awesome. Well, Bryan, I had a really good conversation with you. Do you mind if I stay in touch with you periodically?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome, man. What's the best email to stay in touch with you at?
BobSmith@gmail.
BobSmith@gmail. Awesome. I get off that phone call. I collect that email. I already have his number and I already have his address. I put him on that home evaluation and then I also send him mailers quarterly. You'll be surprised 3, 6 months, a year from now, somebody will reach out to you from those little phone calls, which is amazing. If you're trying to build a long-term business, that's a great way to do it right there. Now, just sold call, I don't know what it is, but I get a lot more listings like on the spot or like in a month or two from the just sold calls versus the just listed. But either way, I'm out there hunting for a listing right now. Now, if you can't make somebody sell their house if they're not motivated to move, right? It's just not gonna happen. But I wanna be there when they're ready. I wanna be the person in their back of the mind when they're ready to make that move. So this is just to me the just sold call, very similar. Go ahead and be a motivated seller that's thinking about making that move.
Okay, cool.
Ring.
Hello?
Hello, is this Bryan?
Yes.
Hey, Bryan, this is Frank with Real Broker. I just sold your neighbor's home over on 123 Main Street, and it's sold for $500,000. We know when somebody sells a home, normally 2 more sold right away. So I was wondering, when do you plan on moving?
You sold that one. Nice. Yeah, we're thinking of moving in about 30 days. Give us something.
Thinking about moving in 30 days. Wow, that's just right around the corner. Question for you, Bryan. Do you want to be over-prepared when the time comes? Or do you want to be under-prepared?
Obviously over.
Definitely. When can we get together? I have today at 5 and tomorrow at 5 p.m.
You already want to come over, man?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know who you are.
Well, you about to find out.
I don't know. I mean, I have to, talk to my wife and check our schedule.
Awesome.
I don't know if we're available today or tomorrow.
Awesome. You know what? I don't make any decisions without talking to my wife. Go ahead and talk it over with the wife. I'm going to put you on the calendar for tomorrow at 5 p.m. And I'm going to call tomorrow morning to confirm. Okay? Awesome. So a lot of times they're not going to give it to you in that first question when you ask, but I've had it happen to where they're like, yeah, we're about to make a move. And I've actually gone that next day or that day and taken the listing. So it's very possible, but most of the time you're going to go down the script a little bit more because they're not going to give you a bunch of information. You're a stranger on the phone, they're like, who the hell's this guy? So they're going to be like, hey, like kind of weary. So then you move on to the script. How long have you been in the neighborhood for? Where did you move from? How did you pick this area? So it's very similar to a just listed script. Well, if you were to move, where would you go next? If they tell you Texas, Hawaii, awesome. When would that be? If it's 3 months or less, schedule the appointment and get there and take that listing. Why do you guys think it's urgent to get there as soon as possible? They'll call somebody else.